Greetings, my beautiful sun rays. I have been away for a while. I understand, but I am back. I am back. I have been in school, not a physical school, but a school within the spirit, honey. I have been learning things. I have been getting downloads. I have been elevating. So I am back and I have a few things to say, a few things to go over, and a little information to pass on. If you saw the title, I titled this, We Are Born with a High Frequency and Why You Should Never Argue Beneath Your Frequency. Let's start with we are born with a high frequency. We are born with a high frequency. When we come into this earth, when we come through that portal and we come into this earth on this realm, on this dimension, we come in with a high frequency, which is why children are able to see spirit. Children are able to, when you see children, they're playing with just by themselves, or they're telling you that they see this, and we're not. Most of us don't pay attention to that because we're like, "There's a child. That's a child. They're, they have an imagination." Well, a child's imagination is actually them existing on different dimensions. They really do see what they say that they're seeing, and sometimes whenever they see things and it may scare them, it's because we have been taught that things that we don't understand are to be fearful of that, and they teach that within the movies, the kids movies, and like Monsters Inc. and stuff like that. They teach that this stuff is, scary for us. And in just a second, guys, I'm gonna have to put my phone on do not disturb. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Yes, they teach us these things from literally from birth, I'd say, because it is in different things, different movies, different cartoons, especially the kids' movies. All this stuff has like hidden things to just bring your vibration down. So as you grow up into an adult, you are unlearning everything that you came in already knowing. You see, we go through this a couple of times or a few times in life, that unlearning. You come in, you're born. If you're not fortunate enough to be born into a family with parents who are already vibrating on a high frequency, so that they can make sure that you are not eating the foods or taking in the content via the television, vision, you if you're not fortunate enough to be born into a family like that, you are going to be unlearning everything that you came in already knowing. So as you grow older, your vibration is going down, 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 down. Now, when you go through a spiritual awakening and you get to a point to where you are again, all the things that you unlearned and then learned the new way of life, the earth with the three-dimensional way of life, all of that stuff, you start to unlearn that. When you're going through your spiritual awakening, you unlearn everything that you spent all your childhood growing up learning in the schools, in the watching different movies, television, and everything. Everybody telling you how the world is supposed to be, this, that, and the other. You've learned all this stuff. Let's start here. Number one, you come in, you grow up, you learn, you're unlearning and read, and you're unlearning and you're learning all of these things as a child growing up into adulthood. Let's say you hit 18 and you start going through your spiritual awakening. So now you're learning new things. You're learning things that's raising your vibration, right? But you're unlearning everything that you learned from from your childhood growing up. It sounds complicated, but it's not very complicated. It's a complicated situation when you're going through it, yeah, but it's not very complicated. You're literally through life learning and unlearning. So some people, they become adults and especially nowadays, spirituality is such a trend. Everybody wants to look spiritual and claim that they're spiritual, and they may be in their own right. But you have to understand that we go through different awakenings. You go through different spiritual awakenings. And so whatever frequency you're on, that's your frequency. That's where you vibrate. That's the knowledge that you have thus far at where you are. Now, there are people who are going to vibrate higher on a higher frequency than you, and there are people going to vibrate lower on a lower frequency than you. Within my own personal experience and my awakening and my journey and my elevations, I really, after when you know and you're learning all of this new knowledge, you want to ooze it out to people. You want to correct people in their life. You want to correct them because you've learned, what truth is. But the truth is, that's truth to you in your dimension, which is why the second part of this video title is why you should never argue with someone beneath your frequency. Because when you are on a frequency, you are living literally in a different dimension. When you're on high frequency, let's say I'm on 5D, I'm never going to argue with anyone on 3D or 4D, because what they see as truth in their dimension is truth in their dimension. They're not wrong, they're not right. It sounds complicated, but it's this is one of those things that you really have to get it to get it. But I'm never going to argue with anyone that is on a frequency and living in a different dimension than me. And by that dimension, I mean lower dimension. Like if I'm vibrating and I'm living in the 5D, 6D or up, I'm not going to argue your truth, because what's true to you on your dimension, that's truth to you. If you are fortunate enough to elevate to different dimensions and rise higher, which I hope everyone is, that's then you'll get to learn and unlearn new things. It's a repetitive process, basically, is what I'm saying, because I don't want to start rambling. It's a repetitive process of learning and unlearning. And it can be painful and it can be hurtful. I had to unlearn some things that hurt me and broke my heart. But it is a part of evolving. It is a part of ascending. And if you are a person who are still on a 3D or 4D, I just ask that you have understanding for people who are vibrating on a higher dimension. Although everybody wants to be on the highest dimension, that is not true to everyone. You can be doing all the work, but if you are not there, if you are not fully there, have some understanding that someone else's truth may not be your truth, but understand that that does not mean that it is not truth, because we literally are in a multiverse. We're in a multiverse. And what the spirit was telling me, basically, they were breaking that down to me. And I had to hurry up and quickly jump on here, because with the spirit, if I'm not speaking exactly when they're speaking to me, I may lose some information, because that stuff comes in and leaves if I don't write it down or speak it right there at that moment. But so just to paraphrase what they were saying, basically, because we are in a multiverse, what your truth is on a 3-dimensional frequency, it's your truth. You're not wrong in that, because that is truth in 3-dimensional. Sorry. That is your truth in the 3D. What her truth or his truth is on 4D, that is their truth in 4D. What their truth is in 5D, that is their truth in 5D. All can be correct, just different frequencies of truth. But I'm going to end this video because, like I said, I don't want to ramble. I know, you lose people's attention, and I've said a lot, and I'm going to rewatch this to, see if I even understand what I said, because I'm literally just going by what the spirit has put into me to say. But just have understanding with people, that they may not be on the same dimension as you, whether it be a lower dimension or a higher dimension. They may be vibrating higher frequency or lower frequency. Just have understanding of other people's truth. And I'm going to end on that note. You all have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is at the time that you are watching this video, and subscribe to my channel. I do have multiple different I have a playlist with multiple content. So just look through the playlist and find what you like, and click the notification bell so that you are notified when I go live. Bye, y'all.